Hi Adriana, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
I'm fine. Glad you are fine there. Alright, Adriana is from Bandar Baru Bangi, Selangor. And after completing her STM, she was offered a scholarship from Yayasan Tenaga Nasional. She is now a first-year student in Australian National University, ANU, and currently pursuing a degree in Australian National University, pursuing a degree in applied data analytics. Before she went overseas, she did a preparation program called the South Australian Certificate of Education at Intech for a year and a half. So next, let's welcome our second panel, the sweet and cute Miss Salmi Ikwani binti Slamet. Salmi, will you say hi to our viewers?
Assalamualaikum. Hi, everyone.
That's very sweet. For everyone's information, Salmi is studying at University of Auckland, majoring in Bachelor of Science in Chemistry. She is from Pontian, Johor. Before this, she studied at Johor Matriculation College in Tangkak, Johor. Then she got a scholarship from Ministry of Education. This is not only her first time away from Malaysia, it is also the first time she is outside of Johor. Last but not least, our panel from England, the dashing Shamil Hatim bin Mohammad Jaiman. Hello Shamil, how's the weather there?
It's really cool. I think it's Celsius. And hi everyone.
Alright, make sure to wear layers and layers of clothes, alright? You don't want to catch a cold. In Shamil's high school years, he studied at Malay College Kuala Kangsar MCKT. Then he was offered a veteran's scholarship and continued his studies in A-levels.
I think that whole process kind of matured me, and I think in terms of how I adapt, it's more like observing what people do here and kind of imitate their behavior, so that I don't stand out and I can blend in. And I think it's more because it's very common to use public transport here. So like I was waiting for a bus. I didn't know that for you to check like to catch the attention of bus driver you need to hail. So I just stood there and then the bus driver was sort of like look at me and like and then he just drove through and I was like very clueless. And then suddenly he stopped and then he said, "Now, why didn't you hail? Because you're supposed to hail." And I was like, "Oh, okay." Actually, just knew that. So it's more of like making mistakes along the way and learning and improving. That's how I adapt. And then also in terms of food, I think it's not very difficult to find halal food here. It's more of like because here for people to get halal certification is quite expensive, so they don't actually show it. But if you ask them like where do they get their meat supplies from, you can actually know whether it's halal or not. So I think like to adapt, it's more like you need to make mistakes and also you need to not be embarrassed to just ask questions to people. Yeah, that's just basically how I did it.
That's very interesting because I think for us as Muslims, we go to overseas and the hardest part is to find halal foods, right? So it's not very hard at Australia, I guess. So how about Shamil? How was you adapting yourself to the new environment in Singapore? Is it same like Malaysia or yeah, you can share.
Hi everyone. I think for the first week or so, because I came here a week early, I think the first week was quite hard because especially the timing of it, like when I reached there, COVID already started, and that time the cases were like 20,000 a day, and it compared to Malaysia, so Malaysia's cases nothing. So normally during the first 3 weeks, you're supposed to get to know your uni mates and make friends through like Malaysian night activities and lectures. But because of COVID, all my friends were coming in the next week. So what I would do is I would wake up as late as I could, watch Netflix until like 10 p.m. and sleep, hoping that I would wake as late as I could. Because like the first week was so boring, and I didn't really know what to do. But after that, like one of the Malaysians approached me and said like, "Oh, if you're boring, come and live out with us. Like there's a Malaysian community here." So like that sort of made me feel more comfortable in a sense. Um, Other than that, like the weather here, in terms of adapting to the weather, I'm still adapting to it because it's really cold right now. It's approaching winter, and sometimes at night it would be like sub-zero weather. It would like be -2 Celsius, and even though like I wear 2 3 layers of on top of my body, I'll still be shivering because it's really cold. In terms of adapting, like I try to be as open-minded as I can because the culture here is quite different, like in comparison to Malaysia's culture, and try to like sort of immerse myself in doing new things. And I also try to like get out and explore and try new things. Because like, what's the point of going to a new country and not doing anything, right? Like I made a point to myself to explore and discover all that's around, so that it's fun and both it's fun and also like it's also a way for me to acclimate myself to the new environment.
That was very interesting. I don't think I could bear the temperature there. So, yeah, and the culture there, of course, when we say we go to study abroad, the most important thing is the culture there. We will have culture shock and all that. So yeah, how about money? Is it because I think for university students the main issue is the money, and England currency is quite high, right? So
I mean, in terms of money, like for the first week, it was hard for me to like spend on stuff because every time when I spend, I would convert it back to Malaysian ringgit. Like for instance, if you want to buy a whole chicken, right? It's £5 or £4, and if you multiply by 5.5, then that's like 20 plus ringgit. And like I would think twice just to buy chicken, although it's a necessity. But like 20 ringgit for a chicken, like I'd rather just eat rice and maybe nasi goreng and kicap. I don't know. But like those are the things that you'll slowly adapt to. And yeah, like it's important to differentiate between like saving money, and that it's important to like draw a line on how much you want to spend and how important the thing is. So, like if it's really important, then you'll need to survive, right? So just buy it.
So yeah, you gotta be very thrifty and save for the rainy day, okay, Shamil?
Yeah.
And Sami, what was your first impression when you first arrived at New Zealand? Is it the same as you expected it to be?
Okay, so when I came to New Zealand, at first I feel so cold, even though it's just about 20 or 18 degrees because I cannot hold with cold weather. But after a long time, I get adapting with the weather here, and now it's summer. It's sometimes it's cold, but sometimes not that cold. Uh, so I think because the way that I can cope or adapt with here is that I found my seniors, and also we contact a lot from the seniors so that we can ask for help from them, and then they help us so much that they help us in searching for the renting for the apartment, and also for the university like
Great to know that. I believe you have some pictures to show about on your campus. Do you want to show us some pictures?
maybe let's try it.
Alright, you can present. You can present it.
So during the
I can help present.
okay. So during the orientation, we have welcome with this. So that is the Hakka performance that welcomed us during the orientation, because if you know that New Zealand is famous with that culture. At first we thought here that most people would see Maori and English, but actually everyone can speak English. But but sometimes I heard some Maori language that I cannot understand, like, but it's fine because it's does not attract me. So I think that's all.
Alright, great to know that. And the welcoming Hakka performance was so interesting for us in Malaysia here. And yeah, I think one of the most important thing when we are going to study abroad is that I can learn from Sami is we have to seek help or advice from seniors or experienced person to plan our journey, like budget, I guess. And as for Sami, she seek help on the departure and arrival, right? Because the time zones are different there. So yeah, and about the New Zealand accents, I hope you can catch up very soon and as you're watching a lot of videos, and make sure you are able to speak that way when you are back to Malaysia.
That's too high.
Once or twice a week, just so that I could settle in faster. And I mean, they always remind me to jaga and don't do unnecessary things. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure your parents are worried because the daily cases is 20,000 plus. Here it's just 2,000. It reaches 2,000 all the parents like Shrizal so very didn't let us out. So like yeah, I can understand the situation there. It's very hard for you to go out and yeah, of course to build relationships with your friends. It might be very hard. So how about Adriana?
I think for me, it's the same. It's a mix of emotions. I arrived here in February, so at that time, COVID all around the world was starting to get worse, including here. So I think what I despise most about COVID is the opportunities that it had taken away from me. Like, I arrived here with the full expectation of being a first year student in an overseas university, right? But when I'm here, it's just like online study, and I'm stuck at home. Then I'm not able to travel as much, so I just spent my winter break here. But the only vacation I got is just like a 3 day trip to Sydney. So I think with COVID, what I despise most is just that I'm able to do a lot more things if COVID is not there. But yeah, COVID happened. And I think like talking about COVID, it's more like the positive side of it is the lessons that it taught us. And I've seen like articles saying that with COVID in place, the environment is getting better. So I'm really liking that. And also I think because it taught me the value of patience. Because it takes a lot of patience to just sit in your house and do everything and just be sane about it. So yeah, I think I credit myself a lot for being able to do that. And because it also taught me to be more vigilant because I read news, but with COVID happening, I read more news because I want to know what's happening back home and I want to know what's happening here so that I'm not like breaking any laws here or anything. So yeah, I like the part of COVID. I like it because of that. But when it comes to family, because I've been in boarding school for 5 years, and I'm separated again in that. And then after my preparatory program, I only have like a few months to spend with them. Then I'm off to Australia, so I have very limited time with them. So with COVID happening, it didn't help much because I'm constantly worrying about them. I remember like when COVID became very bad in Malaysia, and because my mom and my sister, they went to work using the public transport, right? And I was constantly worried, are they wearing masks or not? Do they have enough masks or not? So it's like constantly asking my mom, do you have enough? Like, are you taking care of yourself enough? And also it makes a lot of, it makes things more difficult because COVID here and COVID in Malaysia is very, very different. So the understanding between the difference is not there. It's quite hard because COVID in Australia is pretty manageable, I would say. It was worse then, but now it's quite okay. So let's say during the winter break, I went to vacation with my friends, right? Then I told my mom about it, and she was not okay with it because she thought that cases there were as bad as Malaysia. So I'm not wearing a mask. I wasn't wearing a mask at that time. And yes, I did social distancing and everything, but because I'm not wearing a mask, and my mom was going hysterical because of that. Then to make my family understand my situation here, that's quite a challenge for me as well. So, and then of course, because you're not there in person to help them with everything. So like with my mom working at home, she has that responsibility of being a mother, being a housewife, is not being a wife, and also being like a bank manager. So she has to juggle all of that, and because I've seen like the stress that it caused her, and I wish I'm there to help in person, but I cannot. So the only support I can give is this, like mental support virtually. So I think being away from your family during COVID is very difficult. So like if you guys are at home and you guys are with your family, I think you should really appreciate that because I've seen a lot of my friends here who struggle with that. Yeah, that's all.
I think yeah, I can understand you because I think the one of the most interesting part of like exciting part of going studies abroad is to travel the beautiful places in that country too, right? So I can understand how frustrated it would be to be not able to go for vacations and all. And yeah, I believe you have some pictures to show us on your campus too, right? Do you have some pictures? You can share it.
I don't exactly have pictures, but in Australia there's this, because they have Aboriginal people here and they really value the culture there. So I have I think I gave you a video of the tradition that they do whenever there's an
Right.
event. Yeah.
Zari, can you share it, please?
Yeah, sorry, what? What again? The pictures, is it?
No. I gave.
Oh, the video. The video.
The video. So what you've seen is like a ritual that the Aboriginal people here do to welcome other people into their land. So that man is actually calling upon his ancestors to cleanse everyone's spirit and to cleanse the atmosphere so that it's good. It's a good taste to start an event. Yeah, and then during the actual day, it was actually very interesting because it was sunny. And then suddenly, when the whole ritual finished, suddenly everything becomes cloudy and very comfortable. I don't believe in things like this, but to see that happening is quite interesting.
Very, very interesting, I think, that one. Okay, so I would like to hear from Sami. How is it there? Are you frustrated too? Are you able to go for vacations or not?
Yeah, I feel frustrated too because I cannot go to any places during the lockdown. So for the COVID, here it's happened quite late. The lockdown happened here about a week later after Malaysian has started the MCO. So at first I feel really shocked when I wake up in the morning and see the news that Malaysian will have PKP, and and then I suddenly immediately contact my parents and asking about the PKP and ask how are they, and because my I have a brother who working in Singapore, so it's quite worried because Singapore and Johor and because of the COVID, so he did not get to go to the work before because we did not because Malaysian are not allowed to cross the border, the international border, and it's quite worried for me. But um, I feel grateful that at least they are safe in Malaysia, although maybe they are impacted financially, affected like that. As for me here, experiencing the COVID-19 away from the families, I think it's quite teach me to be independent because to prepare for the lockdown and to prepare ourselves for the online classes, I need to do it all by myself, like going to the supermarket and buying all the necessity and taking the line, in the supermarket because I'm here just with my friends, not as like in Malaysia we can ask our parents or the ketua keluarga to go out and buy the things, but here we need to do all of it by ourselves. And also there's what I have an experience of catching cold here because of adapting with the weather so that I have some flu and sneezing. And then at first, because it just started lockdown, so I feel quite paranoid that am I having anything. But then Malaysian embassy here has contact the university students around New Zealand. They contact us through the Malaysian Student Association in every university. So they asked about our well-being, and when I told them about that I feel that I catch some flu, and then they asked me and to rest and get well soon, like take care of myself. So that sense keep the action keep me like I feel more comfortable here because even though I am far from my families in Malaysia, but I still feel that there's more people that care about us, that care about me and my friends and all. So I think that's quite good because it reduces my feeling of homesick. But alhamdulillah, I'm good now. I have no flu or anything. And also, yeah, it's quite challenging lah.
I see. That's so sweet. I'm so proud of Malaysian Embassy at New Zealand for being so concerned on Malaysian students there. So I believe Shamil wants to share with us also on his campus. And did you go for vacation, Shamil?
I have plans, but I won't disclose it because my parents are watching this live stream right now, and they're really worried about me. So let's just keep it a secret.
All right, Shamil. Okay, so here in Malaysia, we are having a conditional movement control order, which we call it as CMCO, and our positive COVID-19 cases reaches until 2,000 cases per day. And of course, parents are worried, lecturers are worried, and everyone are worried. But life must go on, right? So here, face-to-face classes are not allowed, and only students who are required to undergo clinical sessions are allowed to be on campus. So, how about, may I know if you guys are having online? Yeah, just now you guys said you guys are having online classes, right?
Yeah.
Or usual face-to-face lectures?
I
How
think
about
for me, it's quite mixing of
hybrid?
physical and like it depends on the situation. If the cases is worse, so it's everything is come back to online.
Alright. How about Adriana and Shamil?
All of my
you go
classes
first.
right now are online. Oh, sorry, Adriana.
It's okay, you go first.
So like all my classes are online, but from what the university said, like it'll be like blended in the sense that some of it will be online and some of it will be physical classes.
Well, okay. So you probably had your habits of studying or like had to adapt them to the pandemic, right? Can each of you share with us on this? Let's start with Salmi this time.
Okay, so when the lockdown happened, started the online classes. So there, I would not have a more no need to be ready to the classes and walk to the save a lot of time for the and just an assignment or watching the lecture recordings. For my habits or daily routine, I am a morning person, so I would I prefer to watch all of my lecture recordings and initiate before the afternoon so that I can catch up with all the lecture, all of the courses and lecture resources. So after that, I will start my own works or assignment. And also for me, I would say I have my daily goals that what I want to achieve on that day. So even though it is a small, really just a half of the exercises or anything, I just list them up so that I could see if I have anything, if I have a progression on that day. So this keep me on track to be more this keep me on track so that I would not be late in submitting the assignments. And I think, and also because I'm grateful because the course that I have taken before, they have prepared some pre-lecture resources, just like the pre-lecture readings or the books that they use and which chapter that they covered on the next lesson, on the next lecture. So I would read them or just get the idea of what will be taught during the lecture recording. So it's quite useful. So because I have a lot more time, so I use that to benefit my time. That's all.
That was such a good tips from Salmi. Okay, guys, so those who always submit late for assignments and all can take these tips and follow them. Alright, so how about Adriana? How is it? What do you do during this pandemic? Like, how is your study habits and how you adapt to this pandemic?
Okay, so when I arrived here, it started off physical classes, and then because COVID got worse, then it changed to online for my first semester. So for the university, we had 3 weeks of physical classes, and then they took a 1 week break so that the university can change everything to become more suited for online platform. So I think when it was physical classes, it was a normal routine of going to lectures and then just staying in uni because let's say my first lecture starts at 9 and then I have another lecture to attend and then a workshop and a lab. So I'll just stay at uni for like the whole day until I'm done. And then during the period between lectures, then I'll just go to the library and just finish what I need to do. Or if I'm too tired, I'll just walk around and just relax. But I think when it comes to online, because you're just doing it at home, what I did was I just planned my week ahead. So I know, so because every week is different, you need to submit different assignments, you need to do different things. So it's actually important to know what you need to do during that week. So I didn't use any specific app or anything. I just use my notes. So I just list out everything that I need to do. And then like, I think it's more of being realistic when you're planning. So I have a habit of cramming a lot of things because I know that I can achieve it, but it takes a bit of time for me to know my limit and my capacity so that what I plan is actually optimal for myself and not too drastic. Yeah, but I think nothing much differs because I'm a person who likes to ask. So I always ask my lecturer or my teachers if I have any problem. So and then that's not interrupted because of COVID, because here they have online consultation. So instead of doing it online face to face in campus, they do it via Microsoft Teams. So you just join the video call and then one of the teachers will private call you and then you can ask the person, or you can just email the lecturer. So nothing much differs. It's just where I am and where I'm doing that thing. So instead of being in uni, I'm more of staying at home. But during my second semester here, because COVID is less worse in Canberra, so there's actually a hybrid. So students who can attend sessions in uni can choose to, but it's not for every courses. It's for important things that need physical participation. So for example, if chemistry student, they have to do lab experiments, right? So they can do it in uni, but also if they choose not to, they can just opt for online. So yeah, I think my habit is just planning and just making sure that I know my resources beforehand. So like if I'm not sure of this thing, where can I go to? So yeah, planning and also knowing your resources.
That's great. One thing I attracted to just now is like your lecturers would video call you and teach you. It's very friendly and helpful for you. So yeah. How about Shamil? Shamil?
Yeah. In terms of studying habits, I think the one that I struggle most with is finding the right time for me to do my revision and study. Like when there was no COVID, you more or less have a set schedule for you. Like in the morning, you'll have classes until the evening, and then at night, you'll do your own revision. But because of COVID, it made my schedule more flexible in the sense that, like my lectures, all of my lectures are recorded. So it's sorts of like disincentivizes me to watch the lectures live because I can watch it at night. So it means that I'll have my own schedule from day and from morning until night. But the problem is I keep on procrastinating. Like I'll say to myself, okay, Shamil, you're going to start studying at 10 a.m. tomorrow. But what actually happens is I would still be sleeping. Like sometimes I would do it at 10 a.m. But I would still be on my bed binge watching Netflix or even the video games. And on a better day, I would be on my desk at 10 a.m. But 10 minutes into studying, I would watch YouTube videos like maybe mukbang, ASMR or something else. So like finding the right time to study is important. Like for me, I try studying in the morning, at night, and also in the evening. Currently my go-to study time right now is like 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. because I feel like that's the most optimal time for me. I can do a lot in that short period of time compared to like studying in the morning. Plus, I try to put away all the distractions that's near me. Like my phone, I'll switch it off and give it to my friend because I'll just like I'll keep doing the same mistakes. I'll play with my phone and then without me realizing it, 30 minutes has passed. So yeah.
Yeah, I think for the procrastinating is like the normal thing for all the students, right? Especially during this online learning method. But from three of you, I think Shamil is the one who prefer online because I think you say you feel more flexible when during this online learning, right?
Yeah.
Such an interesting ways. So I believe we all are inspired and can follow these things. So as we all know, quarantine and limitations have proven to take a toll on one's mental health. So here in KTSN, we as Student Council together with fellow and admins have planned some online activities throughout the semester. For example, we have planned the e-science, which is online shade nasi sport event, which we encourage students to do online workouts and gaming competitions such as Mobile Legends, PUBG, Dota, and also cute games like Pac-Man, all those stuff. And besides that, we will be conducting online exploring soon for the first time. So yeah, these are some activities that we plan to entertain students during this pandemic. So how do you take care of your mental health during these stressful times? Shamil, can you share with us on it? Does your university conducting this kind of activities too? How do you
I mean, like one of the efforts being done by my university is like they have counselors and like they email all the students like saying that if they have problems, you can just like email us and we'll have online meetings. You can arrange online meetings with you guys so that you guys don't suffer from mental health problems or what. But what I do is I try to surround myself with the people I know, and I try to talk to them and share my problems with them. Because if you keep your problems to yourself, it will only make it worse. And like I try to clear all the problems out. Because I know everyone has problems, and it's better for you to share them. Make sure you share the problems with the people you know, the people you trust. Be it your family member, your friends, or even your housemates. I'm also lucky enough to have housemates that are really close to me. Like although we just knew, but you can see that I can click with them lah. And also make time to unwind. Do things that you enjoy. Like for me, I would play futsal every week with the main society here. In fact, like it's the only thing that I look up to every week. So, like for instance, tomorrow there's a futsal game. After the game tomorrow, I would look up to the next futsal game. So it sort of like helps me to get through the week easier, because you know all the assignments that are due. And one more thing is I also like on the weekends I will cook better dishes for my friends, because on the weekdays you're generally lazier and more sort of occupied. So what I normally eat is like simple pasta dishes with canned sauces, or even nasi with telur goreng and kicap. So like on the weekends I normally cut lemak, or like tomorrow I'll try and cook nasi lemak. So yeah, those things really help a lot lah.
That's very great to hear from you. You cook. It's very interesting. And also yes, I believe that that's one of the most important thing. You have to surround yourself with people to make you less stressed. And you know, when you have friends to talk, it's better to do so. So because we are sitting in front of a laptop for a long hours, right? So it's better to busy to like do something fun, such as playing futsal and all that, right? So how about Adria? Actually, before we continue, actually we received a lot of message that students have missed the check-in form. So we'll show the QR code for a while, and we will continue later. Okay. So, yeah, Zamir, can you? For those who missed check-in just now, can check in using the QR code shared on the screen. All right, so I will just continue while they all are checking in. So, yeah, Adriana, you can share with us about how you cope with your mental health.
Okay. I think talking about it in university level, that my university has like a new counseling. So students who are aware of their mental health problems, or if you're aware that your friends are facing problems, you can actually refer that person to a new counseling. And then also we have this thing before exam. The university will do a sort of like a distressing event. So it's for 1 week, and there's a lot of methods that they use. For example, they have yoga. They will conduct like kedo, food, and then that sort of thing that massage your head to reduce headache. So that's a very good initiative, I think. And then if it's like up to individual level, I think it's very important to recognize your limit and your capacity, because I know for a fact that some people have this tendency of working, like overworking themselves, and they don't notice it up until it gets to a very dangerous point. So I think what I'm grateful for is that I know my limit. So for example, if I've been studying from morning until evening, I would actually just stop and just go for a jog, because I like jogging. So I often go out for jogging here, and it's good because it's not something restricted here, so I can do it often. And then also because I'm also surrounded by a lot of, like, my housemates are very bright people, so the household is very loud and it's not quiet at all. So yeah, that kind of actually helps because let's say if you're having a terrible day and you just see them laughing, so you just join and then you're instantly happy. So yeah, and then also because I think what I do better this semester is that my friends and I, we have sports events every week. So we'll play basketball, we play badminton. So for that short period amount of time, I can just unwind and just have fun, and then go back to studying. And then my friends, my housemates and I, we have this thing called a good kind of procrastination, which means you're procrastinating but for good reason. And we do that by cooking or by baking. So like we spend like 3 hours cooking just to make ourselves feel good. And we actually credit ourselves for procrastinating because that actually helps instead of feeling bad about it. And then a good thing about here is that we have a community called Maska. So Maska is like a Malaysian student association, which is responsible for the students' welfare here. So I'm part of the committee. So what we make sure to do is that we organize weekly events to make sure that we keep students here, the mental health of students here on track. So like in previous semester where we cannot do any physical sports events, we try to do a virtual sports event like play games, like e-games. But when it gets to second semester, COVID is better here, then we actually managed to do a physical sports event. So we conduct frisbee sessions, sometimes it's volleyball, sometimes it's all sports that are capable and that we can do. And then also I think like what's important is that you need to surround yourself with people, because I know that if you're alone and you're facing everything alone, that wouldn't help. So it's good to have people around you, and it's good to be open to people that you trust, like what Shana said just now. Yeah, and then I think another thing that I did which really helped in my second semester is that I volunteered a lot. So I found a cat shelter that I can volunteer in. So yeah, I think going there on a weekly basis really helps with my mental health because I can just cuddle all the cats, right? So it's really important to know like what can you do to help yourself.
I see, that's very interesting, especially I think we have chefs here, two chefs. We have Shamil chef and also Akiana. Both of them love to cook, I guess. And also volunteering is very good to do volunteering during this kind of situation. It would help a lot in reducing our mental health, as for me. So and yes, mental health issue is very important, I think, and it depends on us how we take care of it, because no one else can change your mind or emotion more than you, that you can help yourself, right? So how about Sami? How did you cope with your mental health issues?
So for my experience, I think the uh, problems that I face that get me stressed is because of the too much things to do, like watching the lectures. And I remember that because we watch the lectures, so we have more times. But even though the lectures is recorded for 1 hour, but we watch it about 2 hours and more because we keep repeating again. You watch again to get the ideas what the lecturers keep saying. As I said just now that we are also catching with their accent here. But because of that, so it's quite stress because we sit in front of the laptop just for hours, and then what my friends and I would do is that we watch some YouTube videos on exercise at home. So we follow that, and then we just move around a bit so that we get our bodies more healthy. It's good to because it's not really encouraged to go outside. Uh, to go outside, and my friends and I sometimes really lazy to go out, and even though for just jog. So so what our initiative is to watch the YouTube videos and also do it to reduce the stress. And other than that, we would cook and eat together. Like one of my friends cook, and then we eat together and we share anything and we speak and we talk a lot about our hometown, about our family. So that's good. Um, like strengthen our bond between the housemates. Mm. And also one of the ways that we could uh, do to reduce the stress is know where to seek for help. Like because we have our housemate, so ask for them ask for them if we have any problem regarding the technologies or regarding the classes, the assignments, and so we usually discuss a lot uh, about finishing the assignment, because there's one subject that we think about all of us is taking the same subject, so we can discuss with the about the assignments and so on. And also I remember that one of the Malaysian society here, they make one, it's called Discord server, if you know, it's Discord, where you can do everything together, like watching videos or watching movies or games. So they open the Discord server, and then you can have chat with the other Malaysian society here, other Malaysian students. It's no matter it is Malay, Indian, or Chinese, everyone can be there and talk to everyone. So it's a good initiative uh, from the Malaysian society here, and also make they help a lot of e-sport or online activities, I think. So that's good. I think that's one of the ways that they help us in during the stressful times. Yeah.
All right, that's great that you guys keep on helping each other to cope with your mental health. And yeah, for me, I really hope that every student take care of their mental health as much as physical health. And please seek for help if you are having a hard time. If you feel lonely, talk to your friends and get some fresh air, right? So as I said earlier, currently, in most states in Malaysia, the CMCO or conditional movement control order is still being implemented, and like we have to scan my suggestion app when we are going to malls or any other shops, together with the temperature checking and all. So, can you share with us a little bit on the safety precautions taken where you are, and like what particular rules do you need to follow, and how well do the people that follow these rules? So, any one of you will start first?
I can start. Oh, Sami, do you want to start first? Oh, okay.
Adriana, do you want me to share the slide?
Yeah, but I can share it as well so that
Okay,
it helps with coordinating my time.
sure. Is it okay? Okay.
Can you guys see it?
It's very small.
Okay. Okay. Can you see it now?
Yeah,
Alright.
better.
So here in Australia, every measures are different according to the government because every state has its own government. So for Canberra, it's the government. So one of the measures that they've taken is like this. They show you, they actually put a lot of posters in public places. So these are some of the examples. So there's like one reminding you to keep your distance and then how to prevent the spread. And then I think a very interesting one is the rightmost one, the ones identifying the symptoms, because not everyone is aware that they're having that symptoms. So having that in public places actually reminds people better. And here also we have one app. It's called the COVID Safety app. So it can be downloaded into your phone. It's available in both Android and also iPhone. So here's the app. What this app does is actually contact tracing as well because it works on Bluetooth. So if you have your app with another device that has the same app installed, so it will actually keep it in the system. So if you go to a place that has a positive case, and then they will use that to contact you. And then also the numbers of cases in Australia, and then how to seek help and everything. So I think having this app is very important. And also, I think it's one of the requirements that if you are having a public event, then every participant in your event must have this app installed. It's one of the requirements. Yeah. And then for my university, these are some of the safety precautions taken. So you see, they provide you with sanitizing tools. So we have sanitizers all over, everywhere, basically in malls, in front of every shop, in every point in uni. So we can study in uni, but before we do it, we must sanitize the table first. So they provide you with the with tissues and also the sanitizing liquid. And then also there's always markers on where to sit so that you can actually keep the social distancing. So you can see there, the circle. And then it happens in mall also. So whenever you're paying at the cashier, so they'll put markers so that you will stand on the marker. I see that people here is actually quite strict because let's say if you do not stand on the sticker and if you stand too close to them, they'll actually remind you, sometimes in a good way, sometimes in a harsh way. It depends on the person. So yeah. And then also there are some measures taken by, oh sorry, okay, this is for my next one. Yeah, I think, oh, okay, and then like here also, they have this, when COVID started really bad, it got worse here, they set out a few rules that you need to follow. So you can actually have social events, but you have limited number of people that can attend your event. So it depends. When it was bad before, it was 20 people in one household. So then when it gets progressively better, so it increased to 30, and now it's like 40. And then also when COVID was worse, the number of people in one car also matters unless you're from the same household. So let's say if you're not from the same household, I think you can only have like 2 people in one car. But if you're from the same household, then it's okay to have the car full. But in order to prove to any of the police like they check, you have to have a proof of address. So you need to have like your mail stating that you're from the same residence. And then I think people here because when COVID started happening, like it got worse in other countries. Like it's not really bad here, but in other countries it was bad. People started panic buying, and it was really evident here because if you go to mall, you will actually see like there's no tissue. Tissue is a really big thing here. Of course, I understand because they don't use water, right? They use tissue, but it's really hard to find tissue. And also pasta will run out, even rice will run out, which is like an interesting thing because people here, they don't eat rice often. So for rice to not run out, it's quite amazing. See? And then all the canned foods run out. So what the government did here is that they limit the number of items that one person can buy. So like one person can only buy one bag of rice and then 2 rolls of tissues. So I think that's really amazing. So what my housemate did was that all of us, we go to grocery shopping and then each of us get one bag of rice. So that, because we're cooking for 6 people, right? So that's a lot. So you need to be smart on these things. And then also with Australia, they closed their border when cases started getting bad in some states. So for example, a few weeks before, Victoria recorded really high cases and the cases got worse. So every state closed their border in Victoria, so people cannot do interstate traveling unless you're being permitted. And then also what I find interesting is that when you order stuff online, you can actually opt for the mode of delivery. So you can opt for if you want to meet that person or if you want the person to just leave your stuff in front of your door. So that's really helpful also. And then when it comes to sports, nothing much was being prevented. You can exercise, but with social distancing. And then also for my uni, we can actually conduct sports events, but we have to go through a very formal procedure in terms of we need to fill out the COVID safety form. The COVID safety form is where you assess the risk of your event, whether you're putting your participants in high risk of getting COVID or not. So when you have that approved, then you can just do any event that you want. And it goes the same with HT government as well. If you want to do a public sports event, you have to go through applying to the government to do that event. Yeah, I think mostly with outdoor activities is not prevented, but you need to the social distancing needs to be evident, and you cannot show that there's a lot of people in that event. So yeah, I think like for Australia, that's mostly what they do here. And also I find it interesting because when I first arrived here, I was wearing a mask. People here were not very vigilant about masks before. And then they sort of look at me in a different way, maybe because I'm Asian and I'm wearing hijab. And then also I'm wearing a mask, so that's that notion. And I get discriminated here sometimes by some very rude people, but things happen. So yeah. But it's very ironic because I started wearing masks first, and then they started out buying every mask in every shop and wearing gloves and everything, right? So yeah, I think for that, I consider myself a good example to them lah. So yeah, that's what I experienced here so far.
I'm sorry, I lost connection just now. All right, so thank you very much. That was a great sharing, and I like your university's initiative to put sanitizer and tissue on the table, right? To sanitize the table first before you use, and I think the rest not so far. Just the same as Malaysia as for the social distancing marks and the app. I think not so different from Malaysia. So how about England? Do they have apps and all?
In terms of contact tracing, I don't think. I mean, we have an app like My Sejahtera, but nobody uses it. Like, if you look at Malaysia, let's say if you want to enter Tesco or Giant, they'll sort of force you to scan and check the temperature. But here, like they're more chill towards COVID. Like any other government, the UK government also like these strict restrictions and SOPs to their citizens. I would say that the main difference between here and Malaysia is that the attitude towards COVID is like here it's more chilled. Like no one really cares about COVID because they think COVID as like a common flu and you'll be better after like 2 weeks of having it. But like last month, the government they placed a lockdown for 1 month, so it ended early December. Truth be told, there was no difference at all. Like people were strolling at parks. My friends were partying. Like imagine a room with the size of 10 meter by 10 meter. There were like 40 people in it, and there was also a DJ. Just goes to show like how bad people treat COVID here. And I have friends who like when they came to the UK with me, they were also really paranoid of COVID. But after like 2 weeks here, they start to take COVID lightly. Like I get their point. Yeah, they're saying that I'm doing my best to help curb COVID. Like they're quarantining, they're like not going out as much as they could because and then there's social distancing also. But like when you practice all the SOPs and all the restrictions and you see the cases only going up, like at that time it was like 25,000 cases a day, you sort of like ask yourself, you ask yourself like, why am I doing this? Like there's no effect of me quarantining myself or following the restrictions. So and then you start to follow the locals. You start to go party, you start to socialize, not social distancing. I mean, it's those things that like sort of differentiate between they like test your principles or whatnot.
Is it the rules are not strict or the people there are not following?
Are they?
Is there like enough awareness? The rules.
I mean, the government has already done their job, but I think the people they just take it lightly. Like, they don't really care about it.
I see.
I mean, I have a friend who contracted COVID 2 weeks in after he came here, and he also had the same attitude as the local. Like he's Malay, and he said to me like, "Alah, chill lah. I'm gonna be better in 2 weeks time." And Alhamdulillah, it was better. But like you don't know like what's the worst case scenario.
Oh, it's good that he became better after that. Like he literally positive COVID-19, is it?
Yeah, he tested positive, and then 2 weeks after he tested negative.
Oh, I see. That's very scary, but you took it very late. I think if I don't know how to react to that. Like, he's so chill, even if he's tested for positive COVID-19. So yeah, I can like imagine the situation even. So how is it? Is it like in New Zealand? Tell me.
Okay. I'll share something.
What is that sound? Oh, you want to share something, is it?
Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Can you see it? So here in New Zealand, we are having these 4 alert levels. So when we are having the lockdown, this is we are in level 4 where everything is closed. The university is also closed, and it's just the essential services that like supermarkets, clinics, and pharmacies are open, and also everyone is working from home. And during this time, the so from here, um, we are required to wear face mask or face covering when we are on public transport, and also social distancing is being applied in every supermarket. Where when you go to the supermarket, you need to line up and wait for a while if the supermarket is full of people, because there will security or police that taken care of the peoples in the supermarkets. And, but alhamdulillah, currently we are in level 1. So level 1 is there is no more social distancing. You can go out freely from the house, um, because the cases right now is only at the isolation center. So if there is no community cases or transfer, we will still be at level 1. But if we have community transfer, we will go back to level 3 first. Or if it's worsened, and then we go to back level 4. But alhamdulillah, right now we are in level 1, so we didn't have to social distancing. But still we need to wear face mask wherever we using the public transport here. It is a compulsory taken by the public transport here. And also here, after a few months of lockdowns, they have New Zealand had established an app that called COVID Tracer app. This app is specifically in tracing people who go into and out of a place. So every shops, buildings, and even public transport, also Uber and Ola, they have this QR code. So this QR code being implied in everywhere. So you need to contact tracing. In terms of the people here, I think most of them are quite obedient with the guidelines given by the government. But even though in level 1 right now, we are needed to scan the QR code in everywhere that we go. But there were just some people that still do this contact tracing lah. For me, sometimes I do it, sometimes I did not do it, because it's quite not really. I think it's not really helpful, because it's quite take times to scan QR code. But I just found out that this app has been updated to be Bluetooth, just like in the Australia. Adriana said that you will be the contact tracing will work if you turn on the Bluetooth in your phone. So I think that's the new one. So maybe that could help the contact tracing better, because right now the people is quite lazy to open up their phone and go to the apps and then scan the QR code. So this updated app has been useful for us to have a better contact tracing.
Oh, so you mean you don't need to scan with the app, but you just on the Bluetooth, and how the...
I'm not really sure, but I think that it's may work in the, because this is really new. I just know it this afternoon, so I'm not really sure, but I think it's quite useful. Maybe it works just like how Adriana said just now, that it can I'm not sure about it actually, sorry, but I think it's the new updated one.
Right.
So in terms of a daily routine or any sports activity here, wait, I think. So throughout the lockdown, the Malaysian Student Association had conducted many online activities, just like during the Ramadan, they have virtual Bazaar Ramadan. It's just like ordering online lah. Because usually if we do not have COVID, we would have a real Bazaar Ramadan just like Malaysia, where we have stalls of Malaysian food, so it's feel nice. But because of the COVID, so they just make a virtual Bazaar Ramadan, and also they have this esports and many things, and also just like I said just now about the Discord server, that Discord is also be used by the Malaysian society to watch movies together, so they can have chat and feel like so they do not feel like they watch the movie alone. Oops. So I think that's some of the safety precautions that they can hear. Yeah, I think that's all.
All right, that was very interesting too. So we would like to know, is there any government aid or incentive for students or international students in the country you are in now? So maybe Adriana can be the first one to share.
I think like in terms of the government here, you don't explicitly see that they're giving help or anything. At least in ACT not, but I've heard like in Victoria, the government actually provides free food to international students. As for the effectiveness of it, I'm not really sure because I asked my friend and she's not aware of this thing. So I'm not really sure about that. But apparently the government here said that they allocated a budget for international student aid, but the way they distribute it is through the higher education institute, so it's through the university itself. And I see this happening because like in ANU, we have ANUSA. ANUSA is like the student body responsible for the undergraduate students. So they actually provide you with grocery, so that sort of like if you don't have enough money to buy grocery, then you can apply for grocery help. If you don't have enough money for transport, you can apply for transport help. So it applies for everything from grocery, transport to accommodation. So I think that's quite helpful because I have one of my friends who was in that situation, and that like small sum of money really helped her. I've seen that. And also, I think most of the help that we get is from Malaysian community here. So for example, Maska, we also have that grocery distribution. So we provide basic necessities to students who are in need, for example, rice, flour, sugar. And then also we provide face masks because we've received like boxes of face masks because here we have the embassy. So we received the face masks from them. So we help distribute it accordingly to every Malaysian student here. And then one of the efforts that I find really helpful was during Ramadan. So the Malaysian PR and the Indonesian PR here sort of like cooperated, and then they distribute food to students in need every day for 30 days. So I think like most help that we get here is from Malaysian itself, and then adalah some from uni, but it's more of like academically, sort of like because COVID really affected students' academic performance too. So what we did here is that instead of having a segregated grade, like fail, high distinction, you can actually switch from your result from showing that to CRN, CRS grade. So CRN is course requirement not satisfied, CRS is course requirement satisfied. So when you switch your grade to that, the grades that you get will not be counted to your GPA. So I think that's really helpful for some of the students because they don't want their pointers to be brought down because of some subjects, right? So yeah, I think like mostly the aids that we got, the incentives that has been given, actually it's not enough by the local government here, but having Malaysian community made it better, I think.
That's very great. That's very kind of Anusa. Anusa, correct me if I'm wrong. They're giving grocery and face mask because one of the compulsory things that we need is face mask. That's very kind of them. Even here in UK, we get face masks aids, right? So instead of money, there are more incentives from government and also from Malaysian Association itself. That's very kind of them to give help to the students. So how about in Auckland?
Oh, okay. I think the government here has not specifically put any incentive towards the international students or students, but maybe they given it throughout the university. So the university had provide some financial aids to the students who lost their part-time jobs or etc. And also they give us some free meal packs weekly. I want to show something.
Yeah, sure. You can share.
Okay, so this is the example of the free meal packs that given to the student. But I have never taken that because, you can check. You can ask them if it is vegan or halal or not. If you ask it vegan, so you can just eat it because it's nothing to be worried about. And also because we had some free during the Ramadan, especially, we get some iftar meal from the Malaysian Student Society, and along with the My Fund Action in New Zealand, because they are based in Auckland. So they give some free iftar meals towards the students who need, because during the Ramadan, so it feels like having something good lah. And also they, I think it's from the Al Hikmah Trust. It is a Islamic society here in the Auckland City. So they provide some free iftar meal also that given to the students. Usually, if there is no COVID, they will held this in the masjid, in the prayer space in another university here, which called AUT, the University of Technology. So they would have the free iftar meal, also the Maghrib prayer there. But during the lockdown, they just provide some free meal packs that you need to go to the one of the Arab restaurants so that you get nasi Arab there from the restaurant. It's quite good. I have tried some of it.
That's my favorite.
Really good. So some of the incentive given to the students here. So that's all I think that I know.
That was really good. I from your sharing, I can see that Malaysian Association is playing a big role in helping you guys, international students there. So
Yeah.
it's very good. And how about Shamil? Do you receive these incentives too, like Adriana and Salmi?
I mean, the government here doesn't really provide anything towards the international students. The only thing that they provide is free testing. That's it. But that being said, the university provides some help. Like because Christmas is end of December, and a lot of the local students are going back because there's a 1 month holiday. So the university is gonna provide free food for a week, but it's only for those who sign up for it. like for me, because I'm not really sure whether it's halal or not. So I'm just like, I'll just prefer to cook myself because it's sort of safer in a sense. But other than that, like I get most of my help from the Malaysian community here. Like they help a lot. In the sense that some of them like cook for me. Some of them like send food to my house. Yeah, it's really helpful, and I'm really grateful for the Malaysian community here.
Oh, instead of food, did you get money helps like incentive?
There's no they don't provide any money or what. Like most of the help is provided towards the local students. Like the local students, they get financial help. If I'm not mistaken, they get like a few like £50 per student. If I'm not mistaken, just for like for them to like live because of COVID. But for international students, I don't think the government provides any help.
Alright, that's interesting. But don't be sad, Shamil, okay? I can see your sad face just now. Alright, so that was such an amazing eye-opening sharing from three of our panelists. So we are glad to get a chance to know about the experience of studying overseas during this COVID-19 pandemic. So that's all the questions from me. So let's move on to Q&A session. It seems like some of our participants have questions to ask. Does anyone from our participants for today have any questions? Any curiosity? You guys can just type it out or no? But that was really good. Okay, I read it out. No, but that was a really great sharing session. Thank you very much, Shaidatul Nuriana. If anyone has questions, good luck in your studies. So Shaidatul Nuriana wish you guys good luck in studies.
Thank you. You
Thank
too.
you. Good luck, everyone.
Anyone else?
I have a question. Can you guys hear me?
Yes. Okay.
All right. So next, so my question is, so based on your sharing just now, we all know that the Malaysian students organization there are really active. So I would like to ask, first, I know that the organization there did provide the basic necessities or basic needs to the Malaysian student there. So my curiosity is, do they actually conduct or run any online events or programs just to make sure that you guys are okay, especially mentally, considering the pandemic right now and considering that you guys are in a foreign country right now? So if they do, would you like to share with all of us? Thank you.
Oh, okay. So here, so here we have currently three Malaysian student association in Auckland. First is called AMB, and the second one is AMSA, and last one is All Time Muslim. And but the most active is AMSA and AMB. These two organizations usually held some sports event or greet and meet with the members or makan something like that, having meals together. So we have some of the some activities here, just like what do I sorry, just like AMSA during we have night ball that we meet with other peoples, and that's all. Yeah. Okay.
I think like for Australia, in my state, we have two Malaysian Students Association, MASCA and MSO. So we sort of like collaborated to conduct these online events. So what we had for this year was online game session. So we played games that can be played online. And I think one of the ones that were very interesting to me was you draw the object on a whiteboard and then people just have to guess it. And then that's very interesting because when people get it wrong, then it becomes very funny. And you'll have a good laugh. And then also we have this online study together session. So we just sort of like study together through Zoom. So you can just ask questions and things in chat. That was fun as well. And we conduct movie sessions also, so online movies. So the other day for Merdeka, we watched Pascal. So it was really, because you cannot watch it together, but it was really interesting to see how people interacted in the chat room, just comment everything in the movies. So we had a good laugh. So I think for Australia, those are some of the major social events that we held.
I think for the UK, I wouldn't say for the UK, for my uni, the Malaysian society as a whole, they don't like conduct any formal events or what, but in terms of individuals, like, because I know some of the seniors, and I'm quite close to them, they do provide help and they do provide support. So like, yeah, it's different from how Adriana's uni and some uni operate. Like, for us, it's more individual to individual as compared to like a community as a whole.
All right. Thank you so much for answering.
So anyone have any questions? You can type it in the chat box.
Hello, hi, Assalamualaikum.
Hello, hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear.
Yeah. Okay. Dr. Marniza here, the Deputy Principal of KTSN. Okay. So I'd like to thanks to all speakers. Thanks for great sharing. I think, yeah. That's it.
Thank you, Dr. Mar. That was our vice principal. That was our college vice principal.
Yeah. So thanks for great sharing, and I really appreciate that you share.
You're welcome.
No worries. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you for conducting this as well. It's a good sharing.
Yeah. And also, I wish you all the best. I know it's a tough time for everyone, and I know that different countries provide different support. Yeah. So
Be strong, guys.
Thank you for the kind words.
my pleasure. And I understand that UK government usually don't provide don't really provide good support to international.
Yeah.
That more benefits to local students, unlike
Yeah.
But it's good to know that all of you keep in touch with the Malaysian Association over there. Okay, for each countries. So I wish you all the best. Stay safe, and saya mendoakan
Dr. Ma, we can't hear you.
Ya, okay. Saya mendoakan semua berjaya, selamat dan insyaAllah akan dapat bercuti nanti, summer holiday probably next year. So wish for a better season, okay? So all the best.
Inshallah.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Allah.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mara. Alright, so we have questions in the chat box as well.
Assalamualaikum. Thanks.
Alright, Dr. Ma, thank you. Waalaikumsalam. So we have questions in the chat box. Hi, I have a question from Asriza Wani. Where you get inspired to study overseas and why you choose that university instead of other uni? So, anyone want to share?
So for me, I'm not really okay. I'll start first. Okay, for me, I'm not really inspired to get to the to study overseas. But when during the matriculation, we are exposed to one of this program called PPC, Program Pelajar Cemerlang, where this program would funded a student of matriculation go out to overseas, and then when they come back to Malaysia, there will be the matriculation lectures. So I just try my best, just took this opportunity. I didn't really hope that I get it, but Alhamdulillah, here I am. So I would say that if you have any opportunity in front of you and you think that it is the best or good, just try it out and then just try your best. Maybe you never know where Allah has put you in this world. So yeah. So I would say that in terms of the university, chosen university, I choose. We have given choices to choose to go to Australia or New Zealand. So I choose New Zealand firstly because I don't want to be one of the common people like who really wants to go to Australia. I don't know, because I just want to be person that out of door. But it's good. Both countries is good. The view is really beautiful, and also I choose University of Auckland because I know that in Auckland Auckland is this area where most of Malaysian society be. So here we have more Malaysian society than compared to other city like Wellington, Dunedin or Christchurch. So I follow my father's advice to choose university with most Malaysian people. So here I am. I choose Auckland University, and this university is the highest ranking in New Zealand. So that's the reason. Thank you.
That's great. Thank you, Sally. Right, sure, Shami.
For me, since I was small, I really wanted to watch live football matches, and most of the big clubs are in England. So in terms of country of choice, that's why I chose UK. But in terms of university, I think my uni is is ranked as one of the best uni for my course. Yeah, basically that's it. That is like, it's not because it's of Malaysians here or what. It's pretty direct.
I think like
Interesting.
Oh, okay. I think like in my case, I really wanted to go overseas because I was inspired by Dr. Malina. So when I see her like getting there, I wanted to do that as well. And then because my sister got to offer as well, when she studied in Australia, and that was really like an inspiring moment for me, because I believe that if she can do that, then I can do that too. And alhamdulillah, it's proven. But I guess in terms of country of choice, university of choice, I don't really have much say in it because I'm bounded by a scholarship. So when I first, because for my course, I'm doing data science, so I have very limited chances of uni. It was either Sydney or Canberra, but I opted here because I think because the university is quite high in rank for my course. But when I first came here, before I came here, I was quite scared because I rarely hear any Malaysian students come here, like come to Canberra. So I was really nervous at first. But I think like the best rezeki I've ever gotten for this year because COVID here is really minimal. Like I don't have very drastic social distancing restrictions that I need to oblige. And also because I love the Malaysian community here. I love how close-knit they are and I feel very connected here. So I think like whatever that's happening to me right now is just I'm very lucky to have this. And I think like you might never know where your risk comes. You might want to study overseas now, but maybe it's not the best time for you. Maybe later is the best time for you. So just work hard and your rezeki will come to you at the right time. I really believe in that. Okay.
That's great. I think the most common reason is because of the ranking of the universities, but Shamil's reason was quite like very interesting to see the wild animals, right? So far, what animal do you want to see actually in England?
Come again?
What wildlife did you like wanted to see in England?
It's not clear, like it's lagging.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello. Yeah, I can hear you now.
You see just now, you one of the reasons because you choose England is because the wildlife there, right?
No, I said I wanted to watch the football match.
Oh, football match. I'm so sorry. I heard wildlife. Okay. So okay, great. Did you get the opportunity to visit the stadiums and all?
Not yet. Probably during Christmas.
Oh, sure. All right. So we look at the questions. If we got any other, thank you. Good luck studies and stay safe. Stay safe from Asri Zawani.
Thank you. Good luck to you too. And stay safe, guys.
All right. So before we end our session, we would like to take a group picture virtually to keep as memories of this event. So can all the participants switch on your camera? We would like to see each and everyone's faces. Turn on your camera. Is it okay, Dr. Ma? We wait for a while for our participants to on the camera.
Alright guys, jom ramai-ramai kita buka kamera. We all open our cameras and we want to take some pictures together. Boleh?
Boleh.
Jom. Open your cam.
Thank you to those who have already opened. We wait for a while.
Terus yang buka, thank you. Okay. Is there anyone else yang nak buka? Jom kita buka. Kita gambar for a while. I will snap some pictures lah.
beritahu dulu bila nak snap tu.
Yeah, yeah.
Orang boleh sembunyi dalam.
I'm waiting for all of them to buka kamera dulu. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
Alright, so I will snap. Ready, guys? Okay, ready. Alright. 1, 2, 3. Last one. Last one. Okay, everyone ready? Last one, right? 1, 2, 3. Alright, thank you.
Thank you, everyone. So that marks the end of our sharing session today. Thank you very much, Adriana, Sid, and thank you to everyone who joined us today and stayed till the end. So a round of applause. Alright, so stay there, take care everyone. So participants can check out now by scanning the QR code shared on the screen. Thank you again. Goodbye everyone.
Okay, thank you everyone. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Good night.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam.
Salam. Aku buka cam.
Jangan lupa scan.
Jangan lupa scan QR code.
Zami, kena buat apa tu?
Zamir, kenapa Zamir?
Are you okay, Zami?
Zamir, apa tu?
Dah tutup kat character. No, okay.
10:30 lah.
Okay, 10:30 tu
Zamir?
Sabar Zami.
Thank you semua yang join.
Thank you guys. Good night. Thanks for joining.
Joining. Hope to see you guys in the next webinar.
Yeah, see you guys in the next webinar.
Next webinar cepet tau, join.
Gitu Riley.
Join, support KTSN.
Aku kata dulu.
Laili jangan starter.
Shamil, you can take 5 first. Take 5 first.
Oh, I can leave now?
You can take a break for 5 minutes maybe. You go do your things and you come back. Thank you.
Come back, Ahmed. Right.
Do I leave the meeting or what?
Yeah, later you can come back.
Yeah, you can just pray. Anyone you want, then you come back. Last call for checkout. Anyone who not check out, can check out right now. And we'll end what was I talking about?
Salmi, hi Salmi. Salmi, hi. Hi Salmi.
Oh sorry lah, tapi korang semua dekat college ke? Korang kat college ke? Oh tu. Geng-geng pink ribbon dah sekarang.
Salmi okey tak ke sana?
Kerja sihat lagi hidup. Korang kat college lagi kena still online class ke?
Tanya siapa ni? Tanya orang ke tanya orang lain?
You guys lah. Okay. Online class juga.
Online. Take care tau kat sana. Hati-hati.
Yeah, you guys too.
Bye Salmi.
Bye. Good luck.
Good luck. Bye Farisha.
Bye, Farisha.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Farisha.